you to everybody that is here today to support this evening. Simon, if I could start off with you first, could you tell us a little bit of a backstory? Because I know this film it's a real labour of love, it took you some time.
Yes. Well, it all started with a couple of writers, Ray Bogdanovich and Dee Lyons, who are here tonight. And I kind of approached them and said, we've never done anything together, they're Manchester-based, and I said, I'd love to do something with you guys. They're really good at coming up with like short one-line ideas for films, which they then develop incredibly into screenplays. And they said, well, we've created 20 one-line ideas, pick one, and we'll develop it. And that was Past Life, and it really was just that one sentence idea, something like, I think it was something, I can't remember exactly what it was. It was something like, imagine if you were meant to relive your past life and you discovered you were a serial killer in your past life. And I think that was it. And I just thought, that sounds really exciting. So we developed it up to a one-page idea, and then a 12-page treatment, and then eventually got to the first draft. And then from then, it was a long process of developing the script and honing the script and polishing the script. And it went on a lot of changes. It was a long journey, yeah. It took a couple of years.
What was the inspiration?
Well, I mean, it was Ray and Dean's idea, to be honest. I mean, I didn't really know that much about past life regression. I know a bit more now. Well, in that process of developing the film, I talked to quite a lot of people who had experienced past life regression, or people who were hypnotists and hypnotized people to experience it. So that was really interesting. So everybody I talked to was completely and utterly convinced that what they had experienced was a past life. And they described it in great detail. It was quite fascinating. I don't know quite how I feel about it. It's a great thing to make films about and make fiction about.
Sure. And Irene, what was it about the role then for you that made you want to take on this character?
Many things actually. I do like people that put up against the wall with a shotgun against their head. For me, that's very appetizing. Not in a creepy way, I promise. Just more of people who are damaged.
Sounds like you love dogs.
I love
Really
the
suited
long
to the role.
yeah. But more in the sense, I love people who are damaged. It's more in the sense of you're right at the root of the beginning of any story then that you go on to create. And I felt like the character, for me, the one thing that we have to remember with this story is that the guy that I'm playing is somebody who is a war journalist who is captured and tortured and watched people be murdered. And we obviously get that at the beginning of the film, but it's like that is the seed of the person then that you witness evolve into the story that we convey. And for me, that is a wonderful, torturous place for an actor to explore. That's honestly what brought me to this. Whoever was laughing, you're right. That was it. Like, the more damage, the better.
Were there any times where you found the role challenging? Because I know you've done some stuff similar before.
Yeah, many times. Like, I put a lot of weight on for the film, which was challenging because
Changed your hair.
I changed my hair. Yeah. Is that all you thought about?
When I saw him earlier, I didn't even recognise him. I was like, who's that?
Jesus Christ. Hopefully you took more.
I could have said you put weight on and I didn't. I was polite. So.
Oh, you didn't think I put weight on?
No.
What are you trying to fucking say? Fucking hell, all those fucking hamburgers they tend to try. Honest to God, I had to like eat.
I remember telling you needed to be a big character.
Yeah.
You didn't, it was my decision, you bastard. But like, literally, something like that was like, because I wanted him to look fucked up, I wanted him to look normal. I didn't want him to look like a polished Hollywood actor that we see time and time again in like these types of films. I wanted him to look like somebody that walked down the street and you wouldn't give a fuck about. That was really important to me, but it's really
Do you think
fucking
he
hard
accomplished that, ladies
sometimes.
and gentlemen?
Thank you, that's the greatest credit I've ever had in my career. Thank you. It's taken 20 years and finally I got there. But no, I wanted him to look like somebody that looked like something's going on. You know, I wanted him to be in a mental state where he has several problems within his mind, and we didn't really see me eat burgers. I promised I was eating a lot of burgers, and I've never ever felt so fucking ill. I would finish filming and literally my trousers would fall off. I'd be like, right, let's order a fucking McDonald's. But that's not the most challenging thing.
So tell me, how did you feel? Because I know you're not great at watching yourself.
No, I can't stand it.
So how did you feel watching yourself? Because you actually made the whole film, like you made it through the whole film. So.
No, I didn't. Yeah. I did leave for a bit. There's only so much of Anaya I can take, so thank you for dealing with him. I find it very difficult watching. I really love making movies. I can't stand watching the movies that I make. But I hope you all enjoyed it.
You were a dark horse, weren't you?
Those burgers.
You weren't doing the burgers, no.
No, I wasn't eating the burgers. No, I was making them for out of other human beings.
My God, I was not prepared for this conversation, seriously. Tim, he's method acting. Tim, you've had an incredible career from Doctor Who to so many accolades. What was it about this role that made you want to play your character?
Well, first of all, it's always down to the script. I mean, I read it and was completely gripped by it, and then got to the last scene and thought, I want to do that. I mean, it's a fascinating subject. I mean, I think everybody, I think it's deep in the human psyche, the obsession with where we've been before and where we're going afterwards, and I hope it's not like the movie, obviously. But I think everybody is interested in that, and that thing that you're entertained, first of all, but you're also gripped and excited by something and think, I don't know, I want to know more about that. That's what I always think about a good movie. And I think this is a good movie.
Thank you.
Can I just say something as well? As a fan of movies, because that's why I'm in this business, what I love about him, and I'm not doing this just because he's there, is that actually the film ends and I go like, fuck! Let's see his story. Let's get the next one. It's really fucking cool.
Would we all like to see
It sets up a sequel. I mean,
There you go.
I'm like, fuck at me, let's see what this fucking weirdo's all about. He's ready for it.
He's
Yeah.
ready
Do
for
I get some percentage if you make it?
Yeah, we'll have a conversation afterwards. I would like to open it out to the floor if I may. Does anybody have any questions for any of our cast or the director? Yes, the gentleman at the back. That's you.
I noticed quite a bit in the film, also a bit of De Palma. Was that intentional?
Of course.
Yeah.
Right t-shirt.
Yes. Yeah, of course it was. Yeah, I mean, to me, there's a whole bunch of different influences. Actually, one film that I guess it's quite similar to in some ways is The Eyes of Laura Mars.
Yeah.
If you know that movie. It wasn't intentional when we were developing the piece. It's only later on. Later stages of the script when I started thinking, actually, it's quite similar. I went back and watched it. Otherwise, there's quite a lot of similarities to this. But so it wasn't an obvious influence when we were developing it. But all those films, serial killer movies like Seven, and then De Palma stuff for sure. I wanted to get that feeling of 80s movies in all those scenes when we see the visions of the murders. Yeah, I definitely wanted to make those sections feel like you're watching a film from that era, if possible. I'm not sure if we succeeded in that, but that's something I was trying to do.
Anybody else? Thank you, Simeon. Yes. The guy with the glasses, yeah.
Cillian, looking back, what was the most challenging part of making the film for you?
Don't say budget.
Having the investors on the set. It's always time and money. Always. It's like you're fighting against the schedule all the time and trying to do the absolute best you can within the resources you've got. So we made this movie pretty much all in and around the little studio complex that we're based in down in South Manchester called Vector. And you'd be amazed at how much of the film is actually just shot in that building. Like the library scenes is in that building. The car jam is at the back of that building. I mean, everything. We had a house that was just up the road. Mine Grodel we built as a set. Quite a few of the interiors were sets that we built in the studio. So it was very much trying to figure out how we could do the whole thing, and make it as expansive as we could, but with limited resources. So I guess that's, there's lots of challenges, huge challenges, but overall it's trying to get the best you can with limited time.
Thank you, Simeon. I saw there was another hand up earlier. Sorry, I didn't. Yes, the lady at the front.
Just a silly question to leave. I just read that Toni Collette put on weight for 2 roles in her career, and one was in her 40s, and she said she'd never do it again. So sorry to bring you back to that subject. Would you ever do it again?
So, what do you want to know exactly?
Would you ever do it again?
Yeah, well, I've done it in the opposite direction, and I've done another movie where I played Jimmy White, the snooker player, where I put 3.5 stone on for, and I'll probably continue. It depends. It depends if it's right. It's not fucking enjoyable. That's what I want to say.
You just did the burger
I just
bit.
did a war movie where I had to fucking be with the SAS for 6 weeks, and that's bollocks too, because I was having to learn how to fucking kill people every day. Train from fucking 7 in the morning until 7 at night. It just, what? Acting is not what it fucking used to be. But I do love it. I do love it because if it's right for the character, and transformation is wonderful. Like, I don't know about you two, but I love not being me, which is why I do this. So, like, all those elements of costume, makeup, body make, accent, it's dress up, it's fucking brilliant. I fucking love it. And so much is like, oh, did you just see what like Keanu Reeves has done? Bollocks, fuck off. We're all trying to just tell stories, just let us fucking have fun, That's what independent cinema is, and which is why I think
Which is why we love it. Thank you, Larry. Thank you so much. We really hope you all enjoyed it. Please go and tell everybody else about it, let them come and watch it. And thank you again tonight for coming.
I think we're going to be outside. I'm going to be outside anyway. Signs and posters. If you want to come ask any more questions, please do. Thank you.
Thank
Cheers, guys.